Each and every person has powers inside of him. Physical, mental, emotional, different kind of powers. And in this lecture, we're going to be talking about finding your power, the power of powers, and how to use it to manage your time properly. Your powers, physical, mental, and emotional, can be drained out if not used correctly throughout the day. Your body consumes food, water, and sleep, then turns them into energy to fuel your powers. And you need to always consume your fuel carefully. You recharge this fuel and then you use it, right? But you don't always have an effective fuel to boost you. Some of us, we abuse our physical powers, we abuse our mental powers, and we abuse our emotional powers. What I mean by powers is not talent or skills. When I say power, I mean there are some physical things, some mental things, and emotional things that can give you power. A short nap can give you power. A good diet would give you power. Mental clarity would give you power. And the more power you have, the more fuel you have, or the better fuel you'll have. And then it will be easier for you to work on your goals, towards your goals, on your daily tasks, and finish your schedule or your to-do list effortlessly. So, of course, getting these powers, the physical, mental, and emotional powers, is strictly linked to your own personal habits. Some people have bad habits that actually affect these powers, and these powers, they boost every single element in your body that you need to be able to gain more willpower, to be able to get this burst of motivation, this boost, to be able to be happy and mentally clear when you're working on your tasks. Habits like meditation, right? Meditation makes you clear. When you sit down for 30 minutes focusing on your breathing, for example, you start having this clear stream of thoughts. So when you sit down and you work on something, you're more efficient because you have mental clarity. When I say also physical powers, of course, some people, for example, are born with a certain type of body that can help them in their fitness goals, for example. Okay, and this is one of the powers that they need to use. This is not talent, and this is not skills. This is something natural. This is in your own physique, right? So you have this power, and you need to work on it. But for example, if you don't use this physical power correctly, you might screw up your fitness goals very easily. And when I say physically, I don't just mean body-wise. I also mean a diet, for example. This is something physical. Your diet is one of the most essential parts of your fuel. If you eat good food, I'm going to share an article with you guys about all these things. Of course, the food that you need, there are some certain things that you can eat that can actually help you concentrate. So it kind of boosts your mental power, and a lot of more habits and exercises that you can do on a daily basis to be able to harness your powers correctly and fuel up, and emotional powers. So being optimistic, for example, if every single day you think about everything that is not working, and you don't even give a thought about the things that are actually working, you will end up feeling unmotivated. And this is you not using your emotional power correctly, because you have the ability to use your emotions to actually boost yourself, as we talked before about how you can use your emotions to get more motivated, right? So when you do use your powers, your physical powers, your mental powers, your emotional powers in the right way without abusing them and using them in the wrong way, you will have way more fuel for you to work on your skills and on your talents and on your tasks and on your 80/20. You'll be able to work on everything better because you have this power inside of you now. Where somebody who has really poor sleep quality, who eats a lot of fast food and a lot of sugar all the time, and he always thinks about the negative aspect of each and every goal in his life, he will not achieve as much as somebody who is having really good sleep quality, who's, for example, working out and who has a really good diet and who's emotionally stable and works towards a positive emotional state, right? But there's going to be more information in the article, so guys, make sure you read it because it's going to be really helpful for you to use these powers. But you got to keep in mind something really important, which is the time and power ratio. When you're working on low fuel, the quality of your work will decrease, and as a result, it will damage all the work you've done. Even if you stick to a plan, to a schedule, if you are working on low fuel, bad quality power, it will bring you down. It will not help you. So try working on what's important for no more than 10 hours a day. If you feel like you have something important and it's going to take you 16 hours a day, don't do it. Because by the time you hit the 11th hour, you're going to be so tired and so drained that the quality of your work will become poor. And you might get to a point where you have to redo the work and you would have wasted 6 hours, and then the next day you have to redo it, right? And this will affect your time plan a lot. But if you wait for 10 hours, if you work for 10 hours on whatever's important, or 8 hours, eventually each and every person has a focus span that you can spend so much time focusing on one task, and people have different concentration levels. Some people can work on the same task for 10-12 hours without getting tired. But when you do feel tired, some days you might feel tired faster, some days it might last longer. But when you do feel tired, stop pushing yourself too hard. Even if we talked about adrenaline rush and motivation, when you get to a point where you're really tired, you gotta pause and ask yourself, am I really tired, or am I just procrastinating? If you feel like you're just procrastinating and you can still go, then you use the adrenaline rush, you put some motivation into you watch a motivational video, for example, and you feel this dopamine and adrenaline rush inside of you, and then you'll be able to carry on with the work. But if you feel genuinely tired, like you can't focus anymore, don't keep going, because even if you motivate yourself, the levels of focus are not going to be as high and the work is not going to be as good. And that brings us to another really important concept, which is everyone has some time in their day where they are most productive and effective. Some have it early in the morning, some have it in the afternoon or late at night. Identify when is it that you are most productive and effective. When is it that you can concentrate the most and fill it with the most challenging and important tasks. So for example, if you have an essay due tomorrow and you have the highest levels of focus between 8 a.m. in the morning and let's say 11 a.m. This is your peak time. This is where you can deliver the most. You don't procrastinate the essay till 10 at night where you can't focus and you feel sleepy. You do it right away at 8 a.m. This way it will take you less time, you will get more productive, and it will help you manage your time, because as easy as that, you will have more time to focus on other things. But if you start at 10, it might drag you all the way to 3 in the morning to finish it. You might have an all-nighter just so you can finish the essay, and then the next day you're going to ruin your schedule because you are so tired. And of course, each and every human body is different. Some people can function with 6 hours of sleep. Some people need 7 to 8 hours. Some people need more. Some people need less. I myself can function properly on 4 to 5 hours of sleep. But scientifically speaking, usually 7 to 8 hours is the recommended amount of sleep for adults, right? So get enough rest throughout the day. Take a 10-minute break after an hour of concentrated work. Use something called a power nap. When I say nap, I don't mean going to the bed in the afternoon and sleeping for 4 hours and then waking up not knowing where you are, right? And it happens to a lot of us when we say we're gonna go have a nap for an hour, and then we find ourselves waking up after 6 hours, and then you ruin your night's sleep, right? It's because the nature of your body, when you exceed a certain amount of time when you're taking the nap, your body gets into a sleep cycle. And when your body gets into a sleep cycle and you interrupt this sleep cycle before having completed certain steps that the sleep cycle goes through, you're gonna have bad quality sleep. That's why usually when you wake up from a nap, very rarely do you feel refreshed and ready to conquer the world. If it's a long 4-hour nap, you wake up and you feel like you're lazy. You don't want to get up, right? That's most people. Of course, some people wake up and they feel energized for any reason. Maybe they have something exciting going on. But scientifically speaking, when you do that, you'll feel more tired. But taking a 10 to 25 minute nap, this is called a power nap. It will not let you into the sleeping cycle, which can ruin your sleep and which can make you even more tired, but it will give you a good boost that you need to be able to concentrate on the next task, or just keep concentrating on the same task you were working on. And of course, you need to sleep enough at night. And of course, again, this is all based on what researchers found out to be the most effective, right? So most of the researchers, they recommend to take a full day of rest, to just sit down and relax and think about all the different stuff that you had, or just not think at all. Just sit down and recharge, because we all need a break, right? Complete mental and physical rest is something crucial that you need. However, if you are, let's say, exercising on a daily basis and waking up on time and sleeping on time, and you have a good diet and you feel like every single day you're good to go and you're energized, then of course you don't need a full day of rest. You might need a couple or 3 hours of rest. That's what I usually do. For example, when I feel like after 2, 3, 4 days of work and I feel like, you know what, I'm getting a bit tired, I would say, okay, I would take 3, 4 hours, maybe go have a lunch with friends and then come back, watch a good movie or go out, right? But you need to make sure that your body is well rested. You need to listen to your body. When your body, for example, when you're at the gym and you feel like your body is so tired, but you force yourself into finishing the entire workout, this will do you bad more than it will do you good. And you can look it up. When your body is saying, stop, I'm tired, you need to listen to your body. Otherwise, you will drain it and it will have an effect on you the next day, or whatever you wanted to do right after that. If you had a workout and your body felt so tired and you kept pushing your body to finish the workout, you're going to be even more tired, and you go back home and you have something you need to do. Guess what? You won't be able to do it as efficiently as you would have if you didn't burn out yourself during the workout. And that also implies to daily tasks. If you have something that you need to do, if you're writing something or working on something and you feel tired and you keep pressuring yourself. Of course, before, when we talked about not procrastinating, but in this case, we talked about when you genuinely feel tired, you're not procrastinating. Your body is saying, I need to rest to be able to function properly. So what do? You do take a break. Because working for 10 hours straight is not a good idea. Working for 10 hours with 10 minutes or 30 minutes of break between each and every hour, that's better, right? Working 5 hours and taking 10-minute breaks between them, and then taking a power nap after the 5 hours and then continuing your work, that's way better than just sitting there forcing yourself to work, because eventually you'll get sick of it and you won't feel like you want to work anymore. And it's all related to your habits. How much energy you have, how you're feeling. A day of complete rest will get your fuel back and decrease your stress for the remaining week. Because if you're working every single day and following out with the tasks, for example, every single day you have deadlines that you put for yourself, this will put stress on you. And stress is always good. It can be a good motivation for you, because when you feel stressed, your body releases adrenaline, right? And this will help you, a small amount of adrenaline, because if you're too stressed, if you have something huge going going on, the adrenaline rush is going to be so huge that you won't be able to actually focus. It will do you bad more than it will do you good. But when you have a little bit of stress, it will give you an adrenaline boost that you need, and it will boost your cognitive ability and behavior, and you will be able to focus more. So it's all about good habits eventually. Exercising is not only beneficial to your physical health, but also to your mental health. Your body will release all the stress and therefore give you peace of mind and motivation before you begin with your work. And that's just one example. Exercising also reinforces your willpower. Exercising is good for many different reasons. I'm not going to go through it. Having a good diet will help you concentrate more. There are a lot of different foods that we're going to talk about in later sections that would actually help you concentrate and reinforce your willpower. But for now, what you guys need to keep in mind is that your body has powers. It runs on fuel, just like a car. And whenever you feel like you're on low fuel, you need to recharge. When I say recharge, as I said, you need to take a break, whether it's a full day or a power nap, or a small break between each and every task, or going to the gym, working out, clearing your mind, or sitting down and meditating for 20 minutes and just releasing all this negative stress out and keeping this positive reinforcing stress that you need sometimes for you to be able to focus and stick to the schedule. This is exactly what you need. Focus on your powers. Don't drain and abuse your powers. Use them efficiently because they can change your life.